My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Disco Elysium.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Alright, tell me about the alleged drug trafficking. It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samaran Isla to Revachol with the Union's blessing, while Pines has suspected it for years. Ingredients for what, ma'am? Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from that stuff. Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samara and Revachol through Samara to Revachol through the terminal? Yes. And after they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here. Wild Pine seems to be well appraised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say that the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean? We're in logistics. It's our business to know and no. As far as the company goes, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut. And you want us to investigate? Yes. But you won't get anything out of Everard and the Dock Workers Union. Still, she raises her bony finger. Every chain has its weak link. That's Leo. The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout. The lorries? Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbor into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers, well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they're vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be still waiting for a crucial shipment. She gives you a knowing look. Her irises are light green, and the River Esperance is like the River Esperance in bright daylight, upstream where it's clearer. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. Alright, I already know who that is. That's the racist lorry driver, because like the whole thing about it is that he does not know what he's shipping, but he thinks it's apples. But he lied to us about it because he tried to give us more information than he had, and we, with a higher encyclopedic knowledge, knew that, oh, apples don't grow in that area. That is actually an area that does not grow anything. What are you actually hauling? I suspect it's him. I hope like hell it is not Tommy Lahome. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? Uncovering Union secrets could also give you an upper hand when dealing with them. We already have some suspicions that one of the drivers was present at the lynching. Do we? Do we, though? We checked the bottom of the racist lorry driver's shoes and didn't get a match. Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? We did, on more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this falls under. We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence. Well, she smiles and points to the roundabout. Here's your chance, officers. It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded like that. There is it. No. We asked the East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, she pauses, looking out to the sea. This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the trade committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. She looks north. Thousands of liters of raw ingredients will pour into the streets of Revachol. Not the east, across the river, but the west, the vulnerable, the weary. Well, at least this solves one mystery. What is that, Lieutenant? Why I had to call the East Motor Tracks and beg them to open the drawbridge for me. I'd wondered why since I'd first drove in on my motor carriage. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kutsuragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity, I'm sure you understand. What proof do you have that the Union's involved? How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight. There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it. With all due respect to these few desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves. So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for drugs? Precisely. Smuggled out of the very gate at night, most likely. Then loaded into lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you. It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though clearly not in the type your typical lorryman would confide in. Actually, let's discuss something else for now, because without that, they would not be able to stage the strike that they require. Clearly, with like the previous strikes having actually attained like very basic level workers' rights, it feels like I'm effectively choosing like between ending the strike because I'm cutting off the supply lines effectively for the union if I investigate this. I'm not gonna commit to investigating it, but I will use this information as best I can to strong-arm the union myself. Well, not even the union in general, just Mr. Everard. I don't want to tell her about the driver possibly yet, because that might give her another angle. Actually, let's discuss something else for now. By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare. You have, she smiles carefully. And how did you like Mr. Clare? He's a beautiful man, beautiful and just. He's a hero of the workers' movement. He's a champion I've sworn fealty to. He's a bloated rainbow socialist. What's a rainbow socialist? What is a rainbow socialist? The left, the rainbow, Democratic left. In Italy, the rainbow in the Democratic Party, over the Rainbow Socialist Review. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like an obvious terminology. Can do business with him for a socialist is reasonable. He's not the champion I've chosen. I wish to swear fealty to you in the cause of capital. No. It's not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. I think the easiest thing for me to say here is I didn't. Oh, come on now. He has his uses. Where else would he... how else would he have stayed in power all these years? Oh, wait. Actually, she answers her own question. Corruption! That's how he's done it. Fantastic worm-like corruption reaching into the bowels of the earth. She looks at the ground and nods. The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides. Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything. He told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. She turns to you. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be, she smiles, gossiping. Intellectually speaking, it would actually be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Yes. Your disgusting toy agrees completely. Let's gossip. I'm not saying the gun thing. I'd rather talk about something else for an hour, if you don't mind. Of course, detective. She simmers down. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. I need more information about the world before I can actually feel comfortable continuing either of those conversations with her. So let's track down and follow other lions. Ooh, Centauri. Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. So I do want to try and also go up and talk to Cindy the Skull. I want to see what she has to say about Joyce Messier. Also, this area in general I need to explore more.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours? No, not really. You've only found my address. You've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner. She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal. Really? You're a miner? Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens. Not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do. It doesn't have to do with anything. Nothing does. She looks at the paint dripping down the wall, like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all. Don't you have a real home? Does anyone in a city like this? She replies wistfully, looking around. If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it. Cool, I have other questions. I don't actually have other questions. I mean, that's one thing. I haven't actually talked to the man who was smoking. That's probably a pry bar situation right there. If it's not, it's probably a bolt cutter situation. Well, I'm going to use the money to try and save people. So that's... I feel like I did just directly steal from Cindy. I'm actually going to go and talk to Cindy and see if I have a line that says, "Hi, I accidentally stole stuff from you. Here it is. Have it back."
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, officers. That accent blows my mind. I know it. I cannot do it. And I have no clue where it's from. Like, I'm familiar with it. I don't know it. Apartment 6, their mailbox is overflowing.
Give me a moment.
The cleaning lady still seems to be having difficulty breathing. I have a few questions about those apartments. Ask away, policeman. Do you know who lives in the foreclosed apartment? The hell am I supposed to know? The cleaning lady shrugs with her mouth puckered like a dried fig. Another nut job, I assume. Why is there a hole in the wall in the abandoned apartment? Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these holes. With how small the rooms are, who wouldn't want to break one down? One of the walls down, that is. Is one of the residents on a mailbox? On a vacation, rather. Their mailbox is overflowing. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. They probably moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else. What can you tell me about Cindy? The artist? She scoffs. Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She cleans the walls faster than I can... She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to a business more than I can say for others. She leans on her broom. That's all, thanks. Yeah, I'll leave you to business. Apparently, I did not steal all of the stuff in here that I could have stolen last time. Let's get thieving. Locked door. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging furniture. The number on the panel says 10. Knock. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. Knock again. This time, the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is police. Open up. Do I have to open the door? You hear clacking on the heels again. Of heels again, rather. As the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge. Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant. Let's go, the lieutenant says. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment. Fine. Check another one. This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says 11. Examine the padlock. It's a solid lump of metal, but that shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise. Tool not in hand. Yeah, I've got no chance to do it. I'm going to knock. No reply. I have no reason to break and enter there. I'll be back for you. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Apartment 12, a loud rumbling snoring comes from within. This is the one at the end of the hall as well. Moss crawls on these bathroom tiles. And actual moss. These shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Alcohol, Commodore Red, substance use effects, +1 to physique and -1 to morale. Well, we finally got our first bottle. And you know how we celebrate. Well, hello. Someone seems to have found himself a bottle of alcohol. Here's where the magic happens. Look at the bottle. Light reflects off of the green glass of the Commodore Red. The gods are being generous. Better pop it open before they change their minds. Wow. The gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. Open the bottle. There's a satisfying... Hang on. Damn it! So I have old whiskey bottles that I use, specifically old whiskey bottles with corks in, that I use as kind of like carafes of water. Because especially while recording, like I'll go through like many liters of water in a day. So oftentimes on my desk, I have a bottle that gives a real satisfying cork pop. Unfortunately, I don't have one at the moment. I have a different style of carafe that does this. Oh, never mind. I didn't think it was going to make a satisfying sound, that one. There's a satisfying pop as the cork jumps out. Ah, damn it. Not that time. And the hair on the back, on your back, rather, rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now. You see a flash of teeth, a young woman smiling at you near some railway overpass in your ruined past. She's gorgeous. And she's yours. What will be the repercussions if I take that sip? Nothing. Some mental stuff. Nothing to be worried about. Physically evil, strong as an ox. Take a sip. A golden sun. A golden sun melts through your down your throat, its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine. Your stomach melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop, a real detective. Incredibly well done. Task completed, find booze and drink it. In the bottom right of the corner, there's a drink button. Ooh. Oh my god, there's a straight up button for drinking. And that, right, the yellow bag, that'll probably just equip the bag for me. In the bottom right, it gives +1 to physique skills. +1 to physique skills. Physical instrument, yeah, fine. This is good before rolling a white check, but damages your morale. And remember, from the void we came, and to the void we must return. So what white checks would that have opened for me, actually? Let's have a look at the map. So the shelf of crime novels is open. Sleeping dock worker, both of those are physical. Wait, hang on. Can't see the sleeping dock worker. Map wall is interfacing. Water door is a pain threshold challenging. Interesting. Oh, right, those are in the business district. I mean, all of those are, you know, things I could try and go roll. I thought I was here finding the, I don't want the exit. Let's go to the balcony. I thought I was here finding the man who was smoking on the balcony. Kind of want to finish that. But I don't know when I'm going to sober up. But I do have, likely, more alcohol. Obviously, I've got 2 more usages of this. The curtains shift, just a little. Someone's watching from inside. The breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electrical wires. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. We'll go down here to this one first. Just a door. Nothing for you here right now. And I cannot open it. Wait, hang on. I'm not using my interfacing tools. And not even those would help. Door, apartment 26. This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives. Let's see if anyone is home. Knock on the door. Knock. No one answers. Looks like the young man we're looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 2100? Sound good? Sounds good. Tonight at 2100. Right here, apartment 28. He writes it down in his little notebook. Good. Let's go. This is the door to apartment 29. Complete silence. Whoever lives there is not home. This is the door to apartment 30. Voices from within. Sing along to some buoyant dance track. Okay, now I'm going to have to put my interfacing tools back on. For almost nothing. Sweet. All right, I think I will actually spend the rest of this episode using my my alcoholic strength, by which I mean both interpretations of that sentence, in order to open all of the different containers and pain threshold and shiver rolls that I had failed earlier. So we're going to be using the map and we're going to be using the previous checks. What's here? Another spattering of bullet holes on this wall. I mean, I haven't talked to Kuno S from this side. I'm very tempted to. Let's do it.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep.
That's from someone who's experienced that. And considering you're alive, I'm gonna guess from One Direction. Logic error. She's not sleeping right now.
Pigs come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Are you sleeping right now? Don't get so fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever, she hisses.
Trying to sneak up on me.
Alright, fine. Realization, why am I looking at this one? Cindy's on. Okay. If it's conceptualization, I actually do think I have a couple things on that are negatives to that. And that I might be able to increase it. Conceptualization, there we go. That shirt will do it. Will taking off any of my other clothes help? How about the... Wait, tools? No. No, not really. Alright, fine. Bail from that one. I also need to try and find my, the bird? My inner bird, I think it was. So I can't actually inspect those. Fine. I think I got another level up, but I don't think I have another thought to think right now. Yeah, I did get another level up. I just don't have a thought to think. You know what? I want all of these. Excuse me? I was trying to unlock this and it forgot White Morning. No, 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 no. Load. I didn't want to do that. I swear I clicked correctly. There's... This autosave is, That autosave is yesterday. That sucks. That also spent my thing to forget that. I swear I clicked that. I swear it to you. To have to click there again? Is that... Whatever. There'll be other thoughts. Let's just... Disappointed in that. That's pain thresholds. Put skill points in. But that reopened, didn't it? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call this episode short. So it's only gonna be about a 26-minute episode as it looks like at the moment. I'm gonna call this episode short. I'm gonna now immediately go and load the save file from yesterday. I'm gonna redo in order every single step. It's gonna be faster, obviously, because I won't have to read. I'll redo every single step. So the next episode will start in this location with an unlocked thought cabinet slot. I haven't been constantly saving because I haven't thought it necessary, frankly, but I guess I should be doing it more commonly. Maybe it's definitely entirely my fault. I was about to say maybe it's my fault. That's too exculpatory there. It's definitely my fault. I'm gonna go redo all of those things. I'm gonna also make sure that the same rolls fail and succeed. I didn't think I did that many rolls, so it shouldn't be that bad. And obviously I've got the reference footage to do it. Yeah. I think that's what I have to do. For the moment, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game is Disco Elysium. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. And hopefully we'll see you next time.